the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. First carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Mayfield to throw it. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Back to throw now in his own end zone. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Grant Delpit. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Sliding out of the pocket. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation winning that game has to be sky high. In fact, you'd be absolutely stunned to come away with a loss in that one. Could you imagine going to the press conference and trying to explain that?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 15. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. I got it.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play that time for Cleveland. Mayfield on first down. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. They'll give it to Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. 7 yards the pickup there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd and 3. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He'll look to throw. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. He'll go underneath with this one to McKissick. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise, and start to put together some drives.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Back to throw again. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body. And he was able to get in there and make a great play.
Forced out to his left. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Washington with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A handoff for Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And Washington has made this a 1-score game. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point, and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both large. And this is caught, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. But Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it, and we saw evidence of that right there. Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. He'll look to throw. A throw left side caught here by the tight end Bates. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns drive about to get started. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense, as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. Looking deep for Julio. And that is incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll drop to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked by Riley Harrison. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now a play fake here on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll look to throw again. That one caught by the tight end Bates. Room here to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bates. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to get the football back at their own 17. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
And now a hook up downfield on 2nd down. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Bulldozes past him, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Now the ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Browns. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Let's be frank, you hate the fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. They'll wind up losing about a dozen on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Hey, alert 33. Regular. Hurry.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Alert. 3 down. Hurry. Check the call.
Mayfield looks to throw. Flushed out right. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Three down. Real.
Play fake. Mayfield. And he will find his man Samuel. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in, and they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. Chubb again. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their fourth quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by one more. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Being chased out left. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now back to throw. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And again, it's Chubb. And some space here. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. 43 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll run with Chubb, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. He'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Extra point up and through, and that will extend this big lead. Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. They're going to look to throw. He finds an opening past the 40. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
First throw now for the backup Wentz. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here will go for 2. Wentz going to look to throw. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And they take a knee. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking up.